girl, you can count on him.
Hey, hey, we need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, let them keep it score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, whole team counted, that's a big number. Big numbers.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Baltimore Ravens taking on the champions from the NFC, the Minnesota Vikings. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it is our extreme privilege to be on hand for the Super Bowl. And I can't help but look down on this field, partner, and think about the history of this game and all the great players, all the great teams that have stood on the field for this moment. So special.
This game is so historic that while we call it the Super Bowl now, that wasn't even the name of the first couple. It's the AFL NFL World Championship game before the Super Bowl really took hold. And think about the Green Bay Packers winning the first two that got us kicked off and started towards where we are today.
And with the whole world watching, at the end of this game, at the end of tonight, one of these two sides, they get to etch their name in NFL immortality.
No doubt about it. They hold up the ultimate symbol of victory in this league, the Lombardi Trophy.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Cousins now. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Gun.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. After the interception, here's Jackson. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Daniil Hunter able to take him down. It's a loss of 3. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Jackson. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Throwing is Jackson. And he finds a man with a crossing route. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
And we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got some turnover? We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
A good run on first down, and now they contemplate a 2nd and goal situation. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. With the first touchdown of this Super Bowl, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Cousins flush to his right. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. From the gun, here's Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, they bring on the Michigan man, Matt Wild, to kick it away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. He'll buy some time right. And his pass incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson, flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, it's Jackson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Now Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 23 yards, the final tally. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well. But when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. On the carry, it's Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Taking it in from 11 yards out as they are now on the board here in the first half.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance it.
Oh, wide open, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Daniil Hunter able to drop in that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 27-yard line. Jackson on 1st down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Everson Griffin showing his strength and quickness there. A loss of 4. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now Jackson. And an alley to run. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on 1st down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off. Not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on 3rd down. Makes it manageable now.
And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. Now Jackson on 1st down. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Daniil Hunter bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Jackson steps away to his left. He'll run it and give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
The Ravens on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 5. Jackson now. That's into the hands of the tight end Boyle. His 2nd catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a 1st down. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. 2 minutes remain in this opening half of Super Bowl 55. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. They'll look to run with Ingram, and he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Ravens have taken the lead. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out.
Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Crosby connects on the extra point, and we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Jackson from the shotgun. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Eric Kendricks, his 2nd sack of the night.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. There's Jackson on 3rd and long. Flush to his right. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, you string them together, could get in the field goal range.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
You can easily see the logic. It's a tie game. They just wanted to press it a little bit right before the half, hoping to get one more score.
Yeah, easy to second-guess the result, but now you have to think after that interception, just a field goal, and they're behind at the break.
Yeah, I think at the half, the head coach just says, look, that's on me. I wanted to press it, but it's because I believe in you guys.
Sliding out of the pocket, and he's going to keep it here. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Jackson now from the gun. He'll throw. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. Now it's Jackson. Flushed out right, and that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Incomplete on the throwaway. Sets up a third down and 18.
In their mind, certainly a field goal try would be a letdown. They had the great starting field position, now facing third down. To throw is Jackson, operating from the gun, escaping the pressure right, and he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game, instead fourth down. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they take a 17-14 lead. So we will not go into the lockers tied. We do have a leader in the clubhouse, so to speak.
Yeah, it's only 3 points. Doesn't seem like much, but it looms big the way that they got it done right before the half ended.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Both teams ready after the halftime spectacle, and we are back underway in Super Bowl 55. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Come on, fellas.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
26 Mike, 26 Mike.
Here's Jackson to throw. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
That would be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the third quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. And this one goes sailing out of bounds. Where did it cross? Well, they're going to say on this side of midfield.
Watch that in. Tight end right. Tight end right. Foot it. Check.
First down. Here's Cousins. Eluding the pressure right. It's complete to Diggs. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. A little risky there when you roll out of that pocket right like he did. You complete the pass, but you don't get anything out of it.
But how many times have we seen when a quarterback exits out of the pocket, doesn't matter whether they go left or right, the defense loses its leverage, right? There's a little chaos back there, and receivers come open. Great discipline on that play. They didn't let that happen and held it to no gain.
Now this throw caught left side. That he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 23 yards the pickup there.
First down. First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
57, come on. Here we go.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Now on 2nd and 13. Cousins. Dancing to his left. Now he'll pull it down. And he'll go down at the 28. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
A gain of 1 brings up 3rd and 12.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
When the spotlight is at its brightest, and let's face it, it's the Super Bowl, those types of plays come out, don't they?
Absolutely. A big-time catch on the biggest of stages.
Do you think that one's going to live on? We're going to see this for a long time.
Definitely going to live on forever with him, that's for sure.
No doubt.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook with his 3rd touchdown of the Super Bowl. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. Crosby with the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still fourth down. Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on fourth down. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. That pickup goes for 25. What a flip of the script from fourth down to first. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. Escaping the Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this will go out of bounds, so they will lose yards on the play. And on fourth down, of course, it'll be a turnover on downs. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Now it's Jackson. Buying time to his left. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Looked to me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure.
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
Tucker's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I guess the good news as they start this drive is that they still do have the lead, Charles. If their defense hadn't been able to hold them to a field goal on the other side, they'd be down. But now it's about preserving that very small lead.
It is preserving and maybe stretching it out a little bit. Because if you're a starter on that side of the ball, I certainly hope you didn't loosen up your shoulder pads or start to cut the tape off. Because if you did it way too soon. They've got to go back out there with renewed vigor, for lack of a better term, and also a good plan. They need points, and they need them now.
Throwing again on second down. Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there. Cousins to Thielen. 44 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Cousins now. Eluding the pressure. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. To try again after the sack. Cousins under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And Old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
This one taken in by Olabisi Johnson. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Throwing is Jackson, rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again. Jackson, flush to his right. This one complete to Ingram.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. 62 yards. And the Ravens have once again taken the lead. Tucker with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal.
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
On 2nd and a long way to go. Cousins. Matt Judon in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. The Super Bowl 55 down to the final 2 minutes. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. What a Super Bowl this has been, and the biggest play comes now. It's 4th down. He's back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
Here's another 1st and goal, but from a little further back this time following the penalty. From the gun, it's a run for Ingram. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Mark Ingram, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Here we go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there. Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now a desperation throw, deep depth. That's caught inside the 20. A big play there for Minnesota. 55 yards. Of course, remember, you need a touchdown here and a field goal.
Doesn't matter the order, but they have to get it done and get it done fast.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. Again, it's Cook. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. They'll run with Cook, and he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Extra point up and good by Crosby, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So still a small chance here with a little over 30 seconds to go, but they're definitely going to need this one to bounce their way. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
That is likely the final play of this game, and no better feeling, I would imagine, than taking a knee to wrap up the Super Bowl.
Culminates everything. The championship is theirs. And just think, the last play they had in practice before this game began was doing this, practicing taking a knee and winning a Super Bowl.
And they get to do just that. And it's all over. Just one is left standing, and that one is the Baltimore Ravens, your Super Bowl champions. For the victors, getting to hoist that Lombardi trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. But the accomplishment, forever.
And they are the Super Bowl champs. The Lombardi Trophy is theirs, and so are bragging rights for an entire season. What a season it has been. Feels like we have been there every step of the way. Our entire crew.